As we celebrate the digitization of trade, my administration is implementing bold and transformative measures to build a robust digital economy. We're rolling out, for example, an ambitious last-mile fiber connectivity program, aiming to install 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable and 25,000 public Wi-Fi hotspots by 2027, ensuring no part of Kenya is left behind.
Innovation and sustainable trade in Africa. The EU continues to be Kenya's first trade partner. We are also looking forward to the signing of the double taxation agreement.
And cheaper for businesses to engage with government. We have established 284 digital hubs in Tibet institutions, with 400 more under construction. These hubs are becoming vital centers of innovation, enterprise, and digital skills development. Kenya is attracting global technology giants. For example, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, and Apple have already established a presence in Kenya. Global BBO
His Excellency Maros
Sama,
to the positive
CCI,
impact on overall investment flow, which was discussion we already had with the Secretary.
Have all anchored their operations in Kenya, positioning our country as a leading regional hub for software development, business process outsourcing, and digital services. Our currency has appreciated by 21% in 2024, making it one of the best performing currencies globally. These achievements reflect the sound reforms and bold measures implemented over the past 1.5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, this forum comes at an opportune moment following the entry into force of the Kenya-EU Partnership Agreement. Significant strides have been made in operationalizing this historic agreement, including its ratification and the convening of the EPA Senior Officials Meeting, which culminates in the inauguration of the EPA Council later today. This year's theme, Digitizing Trade, is both timely and forward-looking. It reflects the realities of our modern economy, where digital technology is not just an enabler of trade, but its driving force. Through digitization, we unlock innovation, catalyze industrialization, and create seamless access to markets, information, and networks for mutual benefit of Kenya and the European Union. Kenya is open and ready to do business with you. That is why we have actively pursued and secured multiple and multilateral, regional, and bilateral trade agreements, positioning Kenya as a gateway to global markets. We are proud signatories to the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which gives us access to the $3.7 trillion market of 1.4 billion people in our continent. Through the Kenya-EU Economic Partnership Agreement, we enjoy privileged access to a $19 trillion market
and in line with the EU's global gateway strategy, the European Union services sectors.
Under the Africa
One of the best ways
Act,
is to support
we have entered into the $27 trillion
trade.
United States market of 330 million people. Our agreement with the United Kingdom links us to a $3.3 trillion market. Our newly signed Kenya UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement connects us to another $503 billion Gulf market. Closer to Kenya, Kenya remains a key partner in the East African community, a $336 billion common market with a population of 300 million people. Each of these agreements connect Kenyan businesses to global opportunities, unlocking markets, attracting investments, and driving shared prosperity.
And which was a milestone for Europe, for Kenya, but this is also
environment. The finance bill of this year, 2025, reduces the tax on digital asset transfers from 3% to 1.5%. This signals our commitment to an innovation-driven economy that nurtures startups, MSMEs, and investors alike. These efforts are already bearing fruit. Just last month, the International Monetary Fund ranked Kenya as the 6th largest economy in Africa, up from the 8th 2.5 years ago, projecting our GDP to reach $132 billion by 2025. We remain committed to implementing a pro-trade policy regime that not only foster inclusive wealth creation, but also generate much-needed opportunities. Our goal is to build a comprehensive, resilient economy that benefits every Kenyan while strengthening mutually beneficial partnership with allies like the EU.
The EU-Kenya Economic Partnership Agreement has entered into force, marking a very significant milestone in our growing and deepening partnership. The EU continues to be Kenya's first trade partner in exports, and today's forum is a key opportunity to explore how we can fully harness its potential, creating jobs and growth in both Kenya and the EU. We are also looking forward to the signing of the double taxation agreement between Belgium and Kenya in the near future. The theme of this year's forum, Digitalizing Trade, speaks to our shared ambition to use digital technologies as drivers of inclusive growth, sustainable trade, and stronger connectivity. From e-commerce to blockchain, from artificial intelligence to secure digital payments, these innovations are reshaping how we do business, and they offer enormous potential to deepen our economic ties. In line with the EU's Global Gateway Strategy, the European Union remains committed to investing in quality infrastructure and connectivity, both physical and digital. Kenya is a key partner, and we are proud to support Kenya's emergence as a regional digital hub and innovation leader.
Kenya values its long-standing partnership with the European Union, which has been strengthened by the recently signed Kenya-European Union Economic Partnership, and is a landmark achievement and a testament to our shared commitment to achieving inclusive growth, sustainable and mutual prosperity. This agreement provides predictability for the business community and opens duty-free, quota-free market access for Kenyan products into the European Union, while enabling European businesses to benefit from rule-based trade environment in Kenya and the wider region. The elimination of tariffs on all Kenyan goods except arms and phased down liberalization over a 25-year period for goods from the European Union will result in increased trade between the two parties involved. And Your Excellency, I wish to note that we've had a near 30% increase since the agreement was signed, and this is quite progressive. Kenya exports to the European Union have very long time comprised of agricultural commodities such as live plants and cut flowers, tea, coffee, and spices. We also have edible fruits and nuts, edible vegetables, animals, and vegetable fats, and oil seeds. But the EPA now allows the diversification into exports on our industrial and other value-added products. On the other hand, Kenya imports from the European Union comprise mainly of capital equipment and intermediate input into Kenya's productive sector. These include machinery, electrical appliances, pharmaceutical, motor vehicles, paper, and other paper pulps products. We recognize the European Union's contribution to be Kenya's largest trading and development partner.
Because I think that today here we can showcase very important agreement we have signed, economic partnership agreement. I believe that it was a milestone for European Union, for Kenya, but this is also kind of pointer, kind of beacon for the rest of the countries across the Africa. Because the proof of this agreement is also demonstrated, not like the pudding in the eating, but in the revenue, in the growth of trade, in a number of business delegations crisscrossing the both continents. And I think here we have very good story to tell. This EPA, this Economic Partnership Agreement, is in place in something more than a year. And immediately we can see the positive impact on the growth of the trade volume. We are talking about 3.4 billion euros. We are talking about increase of 13%. And we have seen also the positive impact on overall investments flow, which over the decade grew by more than half, by 53%. And of course, we are very proud and very happy that the European Union is Kenya's first export destination, accounting for more than 14% of the export.
Private sector engagement.
The discussion we had with His Excellency, Mr. President, and Cabinet Secretary, my new friend, with whom I'm sure we will be very intensively communicating, Lee, is the fact that I think we are just discovering the potential which exists between Kenya and the European Union. And I would say that the first testimony to that is the fact that today we are going to inaugurate Eurochem Kenya, because this just demonstrates that there is interest not only from the political level, but from concrete business operators, from the business leaders who are gathered here in this room, who just want to tap into this potential and make sure when we see each other next time that these percentages would be higher, investment would grow, and trade would be bigger than we have seen it today.
But even better is support for the digital revolution, which is a particular enabler of enhanced trade. Growing trade across the continent is driving the demand for enhanced digitization of all processes across the trade value chain. The digital revolution requires heavy investments in physical infrastructure, such as electricity, internet access, and telecommunication networks, as well as investing in digital education and skills training. The European Investment Bank values the cordial and very productive relationship it has with Kenya. And we have so far invested over 1.7 billion euros to support various sectors of the economy that supports trade. Let me give you a few examples. The expansion and rehabilitation of the regional port access road that was launched by President Ruto in February this year, the Mariakani to ease movement of goods and from the port of Mombasa. We have done several investments to increase the capacity of various Olkaria geothermal plants, which have supported the increase of clean power generation to power businesses to produce goods and offer services. We have supported the last mile connectivity project to take electricity access to underserved regions, a key factor in enabling the digital revolution across the country.